was on the observation of ballot chain of custody and early voting. Of course, we just have Lee Avenue open right now. So the observers, I guess are being told that the Lee Avenue location fears that the authorized reps will see the ballots and how people voted after the close of the polls, and they want to see the empty ballot box and any further chain of custody documents. And we believe those fears are actually exaggerated. So what I emailed was a question from our authorized reps, and I mentioned the Attorney General 2021 opinion that's commonly referenced by ELECT, that early voting locations, absentee voter locations, and General Registrar's Office are polling places or precincts as defined in Virginia Code 24.2-101. And in 2022, ELECT also sent a letter to Fairfax County Office of Elections referencing A.G. Herring's opinion that General Registrar's offices are also precincts. So authorized representatives on election day can see basic ballot chain of custody. They're not staring at ballots, but they can certainly see the ballots, from a distance removed and placed in their secure containers. And that's really what our authorized reps are looking for. Maybe scanner one's ballots are in this pouch, scanner two's ballots are in the second pouch. Maybe there's a security seal or something and a piece of paperwork that keeps track of that. They're not wanting to look at the ballots themselves. So I was looking for some resolution to that. And I just mentioned this because it seemed I guess you had a long day, Eric, when you responded. So I appreciate a reconsideration on how the Lee Avenue is handling that matter. The second thing I just want to point out to the public, because this board and office doesn't have anything to do with this particular matter. Eric mentioned earlier the various forms of audits, the ballot polling method and the back batch comparison that have been approved by the state board. The public should know that the legislature, which is run by the Democrat Party on both houses, made two significant changes in the budget, Governor Youngkin's budget. The first was, and the governor did not remove these changes, so it became law. And the first was to not allow funds to be spent on the audit of a presidential race. And the second was to require a 4/5 majority of the state board to approve any audit, or at least the type of audit, on any election. So the public should know that they should go to townhall.virginia.gov, I believe, and go to the Board of Elections and the State Board of Elections. All their meetings, their schedules are right there. You can take part in those meetings so you understand the process of the types of audits that are approved. And we also believe that Virginia voters should be rather outraged that something was placed in the budget and the governor didn't remove it. He feared an argument over getting his budget approved, and so he did not remove those particular items, and it became law. And we believe Virginia voters should be rather outraged at this and keep that in mind when voting in this and following elections. And we are very much supportive of the batch comparison method for risk limiting audits, and that those are to be available to every Office of Elections in the future. Thanks.
Thank you. Next up is Kim Brace.
Yes, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. My name is Kim Brace. I'm a longtime poll worker since 2008. I used to be Eric in the previous lifetime with the county. Luckily, I didn't lose hair like Eric. Mine just turned gray, I wanted to report to you, I am chief, been assigned chief to Precinct 102, which is Cedar Point Elementary School, which is up north in the county. I actually visited there on Friday as an early sight to see, since I hadn't been there before It's not my home precinct. In talking with the principal and the main person of contact in the polling place, they made note that indeed school will not be held on Tuesday, election day. But they did note that as of right now, the teachers are still expected to be in the precinct. And as such, in the elementary school, the parking spaces out front are all filled by teachers' cars. In previous years, or at least one year, the school board has designated that as a teacher time off day so that they wouldn't have to report to school. And so I wanted to raise it with the board to see whether or not that can be a question to the school board of whether or not they could designate that so that they could have a less filled parking lot for the voters.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, there. Next.
Next, we have Arlene Brown.
There you go.
Thank you. Good morning, my name's Arlene Brown. I live in Haymarket, Virginia. And a number of voters have expressed concerns about security of absentee ballots. We believe their concerns would be allayed in part, if they were encouraged to sign up for ballot tracks or to deposit their ballot physically at the voting precinct. We believe that this action might be encouraged by doing a public service announcement, by possibly using any kind of delivery system that we have to the voters, such as the voter guide or the How It Works, in order to direct voters or encourage voters to use ballot tracks if they are sending their ballot in. A lot of people are a little concerned about the postal system and all the handoffs that happen in the postal system.
All right, great. Thanks very much. Next up, we have Stephanie Chartrand.
Hope I'm using this correctly. Stephanie Chartrand, Gainesville Magisterial District, almost 40 years. I've seen this election process over the decades. So I'm Assistant Chief of Elections at the River Oaks Precinct down in the Woodbridge area. I've done that a few years. It's been a good experience. The one concern I have with this election in particular, and a request, is that a standard operating procedure be prepared for the chief's booklet and also perhaps a copy put into the paper poll book in the event that we are not, the process using electronics to run the election is interrupted. So doing this and providing this would help us have confidence that we are executing a paper election properly. It would instill confidence in the people that are working with us at the precinct, and also confidence in any public that happens to be in the precinct should this event happen. So the request again is for the Office of Elections to prepare just a standard operating procedure to run the election should the electronics become unavailable, interrupted, whatever, for whatever reason. You will just give us assurance during what would be a very stressful time to carry on the election process without the use of the electronic tools.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. To be